Hey yo everybody, and welcome back to another A-Rank episode of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Today's episode is the Eternal Engine, which is actually Tails' very last stage, at least all by himself, because you play as him later in Cannon's Core. But on to that initial room there, those two guys over by the cannon can be kind of dicks sometimes, because all the objects around it can make your targeting go a bit wonky. And right up ahead is one of many opportunities to get tons of combo points. And up ahead shortly, right here, is actually the gimmick of the stage, which is there's dynamite packs attached to the different doors on the walls of these different rooms in the engine. If you blow them up, they will create a suction into outer space. And, well, that is no fun for anyone. But a cute thing you can do is lock onto them, get to the end of the room, and then fire, get your bonus points, and you don't even have to risk getting sucked away. Now, if you fire too early, it's not the end of the world, as it actually can be possible to escape the suction if you are actually running fast enough. Now that little trick there is actually something that's going to be coming in handy and later for the timed run, because, well, I'll get to that actually in a bit. Not in a bit, like at this section, but it's actually very short, so I have to keep it quick. Once again, you're only getting the full runs of this mission and the last one of hard mode. Now hitting that right spring will actually have you hit that item capsule of 5 rings, which is pretty handy. But that weight there can actually be tricked by walking on the side, which I do in further runs from then on. And welcome to Artificial Chaos, and I don't like that particular one that keeps hiding its head. Now, something particularly fun about this is, like, I realized later, that room is completely skippable. You do not have to kill any enemies. Like, if you notice there's no minus on the door at the end, and you think the room is too much hassle, it is completely skippable. And yeah, you'll get some med kit right there, and in other further runs I got a 20 ring out of that one, and you'll probably see that when I get to 100 rings, which is really chopped up because all the rings are pretty much in your path. There's not really anything hidden. But oh boy, this section right here can be one of the more troublesome ones, because if you don't get one of the guys that I shot right over there, he can potentially shoot you and you will die because you keep getting shot over and over. Now, as you saw there not too long ago, I may have shot all the parts of that guy down, but since I got hit, the combo does not count. That can be a little bit frustrating. And one piece of advice I can always give, if the camera seems a little too wonky, you'll just want to slow down. And if you're going for dynamite packs and shooting them down before you're right at the door, I would highly advise making sure you're over to a part of the wall where there is not any dynamite, well, a door that isn't blown up, obviously. And I realized it was 5s, and yeah. If there's one thing I can definitely say, oh, this is an example right there of, like, even if you do get pulled into some sort of suction, it's not the end of the world. Now that one right there, that can actually be a bit heart-wrenching, especially if you miss, but the hover is your best friend here, because for some reason, it will slow your suction into space, which, how does that even make sense? But actually, no, I don't know. That must be quite the thrusters on that thing to be able to slow your descent into a vacuum. Then again, this part makes no sense, and I missed Goldbot, but it doesn't really matter because you see how close I am to the score requirement, and there is a ton of combo stuff coming up right here at the end. And also, if you're not careful, you could, actually it's more in hard mode where you can get shot a bunch, and they decide to surprise you with a dude right there. And that guy can potentially be a hazard, and this is the part of the super combo session I was talking about, because if you time your laser just right, and well, timing between homing shots and hovering, you can get quite the combo going, as you'll be seeing over here, getting a bunch of like getting some awesomes and whatnot. And it's not hard to dodge the lasers, I'll be honest, and this is where obviously the best combos are, because look at all those lock-ons, you can get perfects in here. But as you can see, I am obliterating the score requirement where I don't even need my time bonus. I didn't realize at the time, but I thought I needed 40k to get A rank. I needed a lot less. But needless to say, it's a lot of fun, the risk-reward part of blow up the doors, get combos. Needless to say, it was actually pretty satisfying. So, next up here, 100 rings. They are all pretty much in your path. There's not really much more I can say to it, but I can show a couple different instances where I got some rings. It'll probably just take a moment here because I edited the timeline like a chump, and I didn't plan this very much beforehand because I actually recorded this the same day I'm voicing it. So right here, there's a goal ring, a checkpoint, and 5 rings right there. That's not really much. That particular checkpoint gave me a 20, which actually makes things quite convenient. And for some reason, I checked over there to see if that opened the door. It didn't. That was completely silly. And all the rings are literally just lined up for you right here. The main piece of advice I can give is don't get hit. That's really all I can say. They're literally all right in the way. And just like that, we're on to another A rank. This one was a bit of a pain with the getting hit and whatnot, because they don't throw a ton of rings in the stage. And we'll just go that ding, get another emblem. Okay, Chao time. I didn't actually have to look this one up, because the path to Chao is actually not far from the beaten path. It's literally right over here if you go left. I just had to turn the camera around and I found it. This will make a bunch of platforms appear for you to be able to go upwards, as there is another door up above this one. And I actually got a small thing to share about this one. A, you can just jump right to the door. I made a moment like, how do I do this? Also, there's dynamite on that guy, and if you kill that guy and the dynamite, all the doors will fall off, and you will probably die. And that hit was just because I left the dude alone. You can skip the enemies entirely. It's not much of a problem at all. I thought there was a gimmick here again. And then I just realized, oh, why don't I just jump and hover towards it when it's like towards the center or like that. And that's it. That's the Chao.
I did it.
And I don't know why, but when I was actually playing it, I for some reason looked at the detail of the locked little text up there. And some of this flashing graphics reminds me of Phantasy Star Online. Well, PSO, the first PSO. And the timed run. I only have one thing to say here. The timer can actually kill you. It happened to me once. It was not fun. So I'm just cutting back to Combo Town because other than the timer, there is no change to the stage whatsoever other than a reduced minimum points to A rank count of 30k. And as you can see, I utterly destroyed it. In fact, I got a better score here than I did on my first run. It's nuts. But with that out of the way, because I literally could not think of anything while I was editing it, here's what you've been waiting for. Hard mode. You get the full stage here because, like all the other hard mode stages, the stage is changed up enough to where it warrants the full thing. By the way, hi laser guy! And now there are 3 dudes shooting at you, and you need to blow up all of them to proceed. They throw a caged animal there, no idea why, and they change up the crates. This part didn't really change. And then again, I don't expect everything, but now there's perfect chaos other than one of those other douches. But now, there's just the one, and the left side there does not have a dynamite, so you can just run in and just be willy-nilly. And that was quite a bit risky because I ran towards an open door. It sucks. And they changed the location of the switch to be on the left side there, so that's a warning. If you think it's in the same spot, you may accidentally go blowing up that door, and you may regret your decision. Hit the awesome instead of the extreme, but oh well, it's not that much of a big deal. That one's just usual run and gun. They changed this part to where those platforms are smaller, but it really makes no difference to me because there's no threat here. It really isn't. The only threat there is the bottomless pit if you screw up. And then one thing I can tell you is that button is somewhat finicky. It took me a couple presses to actually get the rocket to fire. We have that guy there. This part didn't change other than the switch is now under one of those destructible objects, and this is the first instance of throwing an enemy in your path. At least directly in your path. The next part after this one that's outside will be a little ridiculous. At least ridiculous if you're playing it the first time. These guys, one of them just has a gun, and also platforms are smaller. Not much more to it. Instead of a medkit, that now has 20 rings, so you might want to be a bit careful with getting hit. There's not much more to it other than that. 3 guys here don't change. But now this section changed entirely, at least with the layout of all the bombs and enemy placement. That guy's a dick. He shot me to death once before. Now, don't go running too fast, because they throw an enemy right in your path right there, and over here as well, so you don't want to be hasty. I died to the first surprise guy once before, and it was kind of frustrating. Kind of a, what a dick sort of moment. Otherwise, like the initial part changed, and I go a little slow because I remembered there was dynamite right there. And also, I didn't want to get hit off the stage. This is another one of those enemies are completely optional. Just lock onto everything and run. And once again, surprise, dick. And this time, I actually just drop straight to the bottom so I can just skip that and go open these steel boxes to try and slip through. Once again, completely optional, fired stuff, well, although I recommend it. And this time, there's only one piece of dynamite there, so yeah, that's good. That's also a little, that's as tricky as it was before, and this platform is now smaller. So, you might want to keep up, and this is the one medkit you're going to get, and I get hit shortly after I acquire it. Fun! Goldbot does not change position though, but oh god, this part can get kind of nuts. There's like so many guys trying to fly around and shoot you, it's crazy. Like, I got to the end over here, and I pretty much died right here because there were guys behind me still trying to gun me down. It was nuts. And now, if I can remember correctly off the short term, they think they changed up the layout of some of these enemies just a little bit, but not that much. I think the laser pattern also changed too, but I can't quite remember, and I'm probably not going to edit the text in because I'm a lazy son of a bitch. Now, I was kind of nervous right here. I'm on my last shred of health and there's no more rings. And they throw more dudes at you, so you just want to go in shorter bursts of fire so you don't take a hit, because your homing shots can destroy stray bullets. And at this part I'm like, oh thank god, it's all over. It's all over! Seriously though, it was intense. Actually kind of fun. And I obliterated my score requirements and well, I would say I'm going to have fun in Cosmic Wall. That's not happening yet. And also notice that I went from 131 to 133. And completing everything for Tails, and just in general, completing all the A ranks will get you another emblem. And you get another costume, whatever. So, yeah. You see what's up in the video selection there. That space is next. Oh boy. But with that, I'm Nick, and I'll see you guys the next time. Oh, have mercy on my soul.